Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of r/EntitledKarens. In today's episode, Entitled Karen makes fun of my weight, but I have a great comeback. In which Karen gives me a bad review for ruining part of her stay after I asked a loud group to please be quiet. I did exactly what she asked me to do. Before we get started, make sure to subscribe so you will never miss a video. So let's get started. Entitled Karen makes fun of my weight, but I have a great comeback. I've been working at a department store in my hometown for 10 months, and in working I've encountered so many entitled people. Kens demanding their children play on the merch stands that break easily to Karens demanding free gift cards. This time around, when I was covering an evening shift for one of my co-workers, a Karen oozing entitlement from her pores came to my register and asked about the bags. Since laws were passed, my home state banned plastic bags and instead sell fabric bags for nearly $2. That seems ridiculous to me because I see so many bags ripping so easily, but back to the story. This entitled woman says she doesn't have time for talking, which I get. I mean, some people really need to buy stuff and get out. When she asked about our bag policy and how much we sell them for, I was in a cheery mood still and said, usually, my store sells them for $2, but if you're nice to me, you get them for free. The woman gawked at me and steam came out of her ears, not literally, in anger. I asked her if there was a problem, and she screeched, "Well, that's not nice of you. You force people to be nice to you in exchange for a free bag? Are you serious, you fat cow?" For the record, I'm not a cow. I'm a short girl with curves. I wasn't going to tolerate any more mean people because I'd dealt with enough of that recently. I knew I was risking my job and being mean right back to the entitled woman, so I said, "Ma'am, I'm not a fat cow. I prefer to be called a plus-size pixie. However, I will let this slide because I want you out of the store as soon as possible. No free bags for you then. Have a nice day." I've been in customer service since my teenage years, so I'd become speedy in helping customers with purchases, and I charged the woman for the bags before she left with a dagger-shooting glare. The customers in line behind her clapped for me as the woman walked away. Needless to say, they got free bags. Seriously, why do so many people forget their manners? Did quarantine over COVID-19 make everyone forget to be kind and polite? Does it kill a person to be nice or give a smile? Someone make this make sense to me, I'd greatly appreciate it. I may be fat, but you're ugly. And I can lose weight. My ex-wife used something just like that on some aholi one time. He called her stupid, she said, "I can get an education, but you'll always be short." Had to call 3 fire departments for that burn. I can lose weight, but you'll need to put in extra work to fix your disturbing face, and if you have one, your soul. Some people don't see retail/food service workers/janitors/other blue-collar workers as humans deserving any measure of kindness/respect simply because of the necessary jobs we do. The pandemic brought out the best and worst in people's treatment of us. Our health, mental and physical, and safety are irrelevant compared to their wants/needs/egos. We aren't considered human, based on more than one interaction with them, to them. Everyone should be required to work at least 6 months in a low-level service industry job, AMO. Being kind is apparently hard for some and impossible for others. Lucky to have such a nice young lady as yourself to brighten one's day. Take care, exceptional service pixie. OMG. That was rude of Karen. Some people don't have a sense of humor nor any class. I would have said something to Karen if I was there and not for the free bags. I can't stand around watching anyone be disrespected. The pandemic is mostly excuses from people who were born and raised like that to begin with. Honestly, I just tell her that her own insecurities don't need to be lashed out upon me because she feels entitled to a free bag, but that just doesn't sound as good as what you said, coming from a curvy pixie myself. I loved your confidence in that answer though. Good on you. From my perspective, COVID-19 has brought out the ugliness and nastiness they used to keep hidden. Repost LOL. OP is different author than the last one. Good try LOL. So glad you stuck up for yourself. I will never understand why people think they can treat retail/service workers as if they are somehow not human. We are all floating in this big, blue marble together. Why not show a little kindness and brighten someone's day? Because they believe we are beneath them. Where do you think concepts like upper crust or low class and high class or high society or social climber came from? Watch Downton Abbey for an extreme view of how some people think. In which Karen gives me a bad review for ruining part of her stay after I asked a loud group to please be quiet. Nothing quite like a Karen to spice up your night and make you roll your eyes. I've had people roll their eyes and mock me for asking them to be quiet in the past, but this is the first bad review I've gotten for doing it. A review specifically about me. I'm not a pushover. And I don't bend to the dramatic fits and demands of entitled asshole guests. You want a discount for nothing? Sorry about your luck. You want a full refund for a dead ladybug on your windowsill? Sucks to be you, buddy. You want to be loud in my lobby? Double sucks to suck because I have work to do and other guests to think of, and I don't have the time or the patience to work around your drunken screaming. There was a ladies' retreat staying at the hotel for a few nights. A church group. Church ladies in hotels are the worst. The sheer entitlement on display is nauseating. They sat down in the lobby area around 4 p.m. and started talking and playing games. Ugh, okay, whatever. Maybe they'll leave for dinner and I'll get some peace and quiet. They ordered in. They brought some beer down to drink. They got a bit drunk and were playing games endlessly. Shouting. Making noise. Being obnoxious. They sat out there until 3 a.m. It was around 10:05 p.m. that they got particularly loud. I was on the phone trying to help a guest make some reservations, and I could not hear a single word they were saying. I was annoyed AF, frustrated, and I just wanted them all to go TF to bed. I covered the receiver and raised my voice enough to be heard over the noise. I said, "Can you guys please quiet down a little bit so I can hear the guest I'm trying to help?" And they did, so I thought that was the end of it. Helped the guest on the phone, finished my work, and went home when my shift was over. A couple weeks later, I saw a review about me, all the spelling and grammar errors included. I was somewhat disappointed with one reaction from a staff member. We had a group of ladies. They were talking and they got a little loud and the staff member yelled over and asked them to please quiet down. She seemed upset and had the look of frustration. I realized she was on the phone. I had been there the night before and it was a loud group and it wasn't a problem. But it was a very uncomfortable situation and we were in the open area. I felt bad. The ladies were just enjoying their afternoon. They were there for a church ladies' retreat. Other than that, we loved our stay. I don't want anyone to get in trouble. I just thought I would share this with you so you can make your staff aware that people see their reactions. Other than that situation, we had a wonderful time. We were just surprised that she acted like she did. Problem comment: we had a small group of ladies enjoying themselves laughing and she yelled over and said, "Would you please quiet down?" and we were in a common area. Okay? So much to break down here. I had the look of frustration. Yeah, it's pretty frustrating when a group of grown-ass adults are so loud that you can't hear someone talking directly into your ear. It wasn't a problem? Not for them, but they're not the only ones staying in the hotel. It was in the open/common area? Yeah, it was. Does that give you permission to be obnoxiously loud and disturb the people actually trying to sleep and have a quiet evening? Hell no, it doesn't. People can see my reactions? I sure hope they do. I'm sorry, was I supposed to be smiling while asking them to please shut up because I couldn't hear the guest on the phone? My bad. I disappointed you and made your stay uncomfortable and unwelcoming? Poor you. I didn't realize saying please and politely asking a loud group to quiet down was worth a bad review, but apparently I was mistaken. Honestly, all someone has to do is read church ladies in that review and they'll understand exactly why you had to yell at them. Church folk are the most entitled assholes on the planet and everyone knows it. As a frequent hotel goer, you are exactly right, lol. I sort by 1 star and immediately start filtering out horseshit reviews, and church lady, red hat lady, or any Karen style comment goes out the window. Granted, I worked retail for 10 years, so my filter is pretty on point. Time to respond with. After reviewing security footage, we've come to the conclusion that it was after quiet hours and the church ladies were drunk and being quite loud. Our deepest apologies for our hard-working FDA for being assertive, telling them to please keep it down, during which time they were attempting to do their job while attending to a guest who had called. I felt bad, the ladies were just enjoying their afternoon. At 10:05 p.m.? Right? They'd been sitting out there since 4 p.m. I let them enjoy their afternoon, and then it was evening. Quiet hours are 10 p.m. to 7 a.m., and their afternoon enjoyment was long due to stop. They always leave out the part where this was going on for 5+ hours and the front desk finally had enough, lol. Send a letter to their church leadership reminding them that others are witness to their actions. Reference 1 Peter 2 verse 12. Suggest this entire book as a study to groups venturing out representing the church. 1 Timothy 2 verse 12 would apply well to such a noisy jabber of Jezebels. I'm shocked they were allowed to be in the lobby as a group at 3 a.m. What a bunch of entitled noobs. Ugh. I feel you. We had a church group pre-COVID, we don't know if they're still around or what, who would move around furniture in their spare, which they did pay for, hotel room so everyone could fit. After the second stay and the 5th or so time they put tables and chairs outside, we wrote it into their contract that they couldn't rearrange furniture. We had to reinforce it a few more times before our director of rooms said one more rearranging and you're out. They were good after that, the head or pastor or whoever and his wife loved the hotel and didn't want to get banned. Come to think of it, they were borderline fundy. Maybe the head refused vaccination and didn't survive. We were in the open area. I hate that kinda excuse and reasoning. I did exactly what she asked me to do. This happened about a year ago. I was working at an electronics store and was pretty new. One day a lady, funny enough with the Karen haircut, came in looking for a laptop. After I helped her find the right model, I checked to see if we still had it in stock. Since it was sold out at our store, I told her I could look up if any stores in the area had it or the version with more capacity. Sadly, only a store in a different city, 2h away, had it. While I was looking up possible locations for the other version, I told her that only the store in the other city had that specific model, but I was checking for the version with more GB. She was furious and in an ironic tone yelled, "Sure, 2h is nothing for a laptop. Why don't you just look up the store furthest away from here and maybe on the way back I can take a reroute for an extra hour or two so I can get a laptop cover." I guess it's pretty obvious what I did next. I am sorry to say the lady did not find it very amusing and left as soon as I said the name of the city furthest away that still had both versions in stock. I say that is going above and beyond the call of duty to satisfy a customer. Promote ahead of peers. I was actually praised by most supervisors and my head of department for being a very polite and extremely patient employee. My second area manager didn't like that too much, which funny enough leads to a second malicious compliance story I might tell another time. What are you talking about? Op has no peers. That was amazing. In the land of Karens, no good service goes unpunished. You saved your company countless future headaches. Congratulations. If I were your boss, I'd give you a raise and a bonus. While I would like to think so, trust me, there are enough headache people like that out there just waiting to find the newest employee and make their day hell. I see there's one at our Portland store. You're at the Vancouver, Washington store. You neglected to mention that the unit was at the store in Portland, Maine. If you made it to the end of the video, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe and share, and we will see you in the next video.